Well, you know, if you're considering doing any segmental paving in your home, even on a day like this, the work can still happen, although they've had to stop because of a little lightning. But I'm joined by a friend of mine, Joe Polina. Joe, how are you?
Good, Lou, how are you?
Joe is the owner of Tommy Polina Landscaping, and you're actually doing a project here on a 100-year-old country club.
Correct, Park Ridge Country Club.
And there's really no difference in the way you do segmental paving, whether it's a residential home or a business, right?
No, the only thing that matters is the square footage. There's difference on this one versus your house or somebody else's house.
This is a trend that continues to be pretty popular with homeowners, doesn't it?
Absolutely, especially some of the new pavers are out that are really, really popular.
Now, if you look down with the camera, you'll see this style right here. This is called a Brussels block.
Yes.
And it's a unilock product, and what you see is sort of has that random pattern, different stone size. But the thing that people need to know is that the real importance on a brick job is what happens before you see the brick, right?
The prep work.
To give us an idea of what that prep work is all about.
Well, the most important thing is you can never have enough stone.
Okay.
Number one, you have to excavate it properly. For a walkway or a patio, you usually excavate about 7 to 8 inches below grade. And that's, providing that you hit clay. If you don't hit clay, a lot of times we have to put down a geogrid, basically like a soil stabilizer, and then put the stone on top of that.
Now, the Brussels block, this is very popular, obviously, for both commercial and residential. What's the average cost per square foot to have it installed? I know it varies based on the size of the job, but if you gave me a range, what would people expect to pay?
You could expect to pay anywhere between $10 and somewhere around $13 a square foot. It depends if we're doing a straight area or an area with a lot of curves, a lot of cutting.
Right, that's the difference.
Exactly.
Now, the thing to consider too is if you do concrete or blacktop, you may do that for maybe $5 or $6 a square foot, which is a lot cheaper, but keep this in mind. Let's say something like this settles. Well, what you can do is take a few bricks up, put some sand down, tamp it down, and it's as good as new. When the concrete cracks, and it will, it's not if, it's when, you got a big job. Now tell me a little bit about the brick I see out here, because this is a little different, right?
This is different. This is introduced from Unilock last year. It's called Copthorn. It comes in 3 different colors. It's imported from Holland. We lay it, it's supposed to look like just the old streets in Europe.
Right.
And as you can see on it, there's gaps in between and very informal, but it's a beautiful, beautiful brick.
Now, obviously, you're still in the process of putting this together, and it's raining, which I know is making you happy, but I see there's a difference in a change in elevation and actually a change in the type of a stone that you're using. What is that out there?
This is a large piece of landstone. Usually they're 18 inches deep by 6 to 8 inches tall. They can use for steps and also to help you out when there's a large elevation changes.
Create a border, and I see now you've put some sod out there and some plants are going to go out there as well.
This area is going to get all sodded, and this area is going to get all landscaped with perennials and annuals. In that corner, that's going to get all landscaped with annuals and perennials. The most important thing with the stone you want to remember is no taller than 8 inches because it makes a hazardous step.
Joe, thanks so much.
Thank you, Lou.
All right, the key to remember is this. It's about the prep work, just like a paint job. Remember, 90% of the job is what happens before you see this. Choose a contractor that is going to tell you the right amount of prep work that has to be done, like Joe mentioned, and you'll be assured of a job well done.